The six-pack. Who doesn't want a great looking six-pack? Of course, for us men and women, the six-pack is a very attractive aspect of the body. And whether it be from a performance perspective that you want the six-pack, or the looks, or a combination of both, all of that is okay. Now, I want to tell you that the six-pack itself, while it's very desirable, can be difficult to attain and has 80% to do with food more so than it does to do with your workouts. So the core, like any other muscle group, as you work it, the muscles break down, and then as they go back, they go a bit stronger. And if you eat the right amount of food in terms of calories and the right kind of food, you eventually will grow your six-pack. Simpler way to grow your six-pack, if you're desperate to have one, is eat less fat. For a lot of you, you forget that when you're cooking, olive oil counts as calories, butter counts as calories, and these can make earning a six-pack very difficult. So if you're saying to yourself, I really just want a six-pack because I really want it to look good, I would encourage you to look at the way you eat. If you like a specific nutrition plan, I can talk to you about how to do that, and we can work on getting you a traditional six-pack. Now let's talk about the functional use of a six-pack. Six-pack is really when the erectus abdominis protrudes from the other muscles. So I'm not saying, when I use the word protrude there, in a negative way, I'm just telling you that's how the six-pack comes about. If you look at most soccer players, there's not a lot of protruding from the rectus abdominis. There's a couple, certainly Ronaldo is famous for his six-pack. There's some other players that are not coming to mind at the moment, but who also have a six-pack. Now, mostly in regards to soccer players, our six-pack is coming from just having very little body fat, more so than the erectus abdominis bulging out, as you see with a lot of bodybuilders or other weightlifters of different kinds. This is an important difference because when it bulges out, it's actually slightly separating from certain muscle groups, which can lead a lot of tightness and mobility issues. Now, as you know, I find mobility to be really, really important. So, I'm not saying you shouldn't try and have a six-pack. I'm saying if you'd like a six-pack, first of all, look at your diet. Diet's gonna help you way more than the amount of crunches you do or any amount of workouts. Second is, remember, I want you to be mobile. So if the erectus abdominis begins to protrude, it's likely that if you were to do a cobra position in yoga, you'd be really stuck. You wouldn't be able to look nice and high into the sky and allow your back to bend a bit and allow your stomach to stretch. So I want you to have both. I want you to both have the six-pack you desire and the mobility within your core. Because if your core is really tight, you become awfully robotic and you don't have the movement that you really do want in order to play this sport for a very long time at a very high level. So you want both. To get both, you have to both work out right, have the right nutrition, and you want to work on the mobility. If you'd like a custom program for you, I'd be happy to talk to you about that. Otherwise, almost everything, of course, is on Google. That said, we can discuss exactly how you eat, when you eat, and why you eat that way, perhaps, because like I said, this really comes down to nutrition more so than to anything else. I know from a personal standpoint, I wanted the six-pack from a looks perspective as well as a performance, and I thought, I'm a professional athlete, I work out all the time, yet I still cannot seem to get this six-pack. And it wasn't until I really looked at my diet and frankly cut out so much fat and worked on losing weight ultimately that the six-pack eventually came about, and now I have the six-pack, but I also have the mobility, because to me that's really important. So you want to have both. Hope that was helpful in regard to your six-pack questions, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Please like and subscribe, and we'll talk soon.